very good evening to you wherever you are watching us from. This is the Political Dive on Northern TV. Fred Mongurek is my name, and this Wednesday evening, it's a chilly one right here in the heart of Nebbi Municipality. We are at Royal Atlas Inn, and of course we are going to be talking politics. Allow me to straight away get to our guest, who will be talking to us at length about his manifesto. He is none other than the aspiring candidate for the office of the Member of Parliament for Nebbi Municipality, Mr. Enrico Opio. Good evening.
Good evening to you, sir. I'm called Opio Enrico, but I'm very happy for this program. I'll request if you can allow me to remove my face mask so that I can be edible enough.
That request is granted, sir. You can remove it as we get to dive deep into some of the issues as pertains to your manifesto. And getting started straight away, tell us first of all about yourself before we dive into the issues in your manifesto.
Thank you very much. I am called Opio Enrico. I am a born of Nebbi Municipality. I studied primary from Nebbi P7 school. And then I went for my secondary in Angal SS. And then from there I proceeded for my A-level at St. Joseph's College, Ombachi. Then after that I went to Makerere University, where I pursued a course which led to the award of Bachelor of Science in Food Science and Technology. So I am a scientist by profession. After that I worked in government. I was posted at Arua Regional Referral Hospital, where I worked for 5 years, from 2005 up to 2010. Then from there was a by-election in Padire constituency, when we lost the MP at that time, the late Honorable Rigashan David. So when I tried to come to contest at that time on NRM ticket, they requested me to produce my reply of the letter of resignation which I sent to Ministry of Health. And because it was a short notice, I couldn't get my letter of resignation responded to, so I failed to be nominated in the NRM Primary. And then I left, then I went to work.
Now, talking about this political journey, it seems you started it a long time ago. But let's kindly focus on what you intend to do for Nebbi Municipality. First of all, why do you think you deserve the flag for the MP race in Nebbi Municipality?
First of all, this is general election for 2021. And it is the first general election for Nebbi Municipality. Because the first election for Nebbi Municipality was a by-election of 2018, when Parliament gave mandate for Nebbi Municipality to be represented in Parliament. So at that time, I, Opio Enrico, I stood as an independent candidate. We were 6 candidates, but I lost. So I look at myself as the best alternative for NRM, because this primary election for 2021 has attracted 3 candidates: the incumbent, myself, and Ronald Olar Alfred. So looking at the performance and accountability and the representation for Nebbi Municipality, I see a lot which needs to be improved. First of all, our incumbent have been reported to be performing very poorly in Parliament for the last 2 years. So as Opio Enrico, I feel I can sell my candidature under NRM ticket, and the people of Nebbi Municipality who are yearning for change, to change a better leader, a better representative, we are looking for a better candidate. However, without my candidature, they had no hope in the incumbent. That is why I'm selling my candidature to the people of Nebbi Municipality to look at me as the best alternative, to transfer their trust to me instead of confirming their trust in the current representative in Parliament.
In 2018, when you contested for the by-election, you came as an independent. Now, what formed your decision to contest under NRM?
Yes, initially I was an NRM cadre, but when I came to contest in 2018, you know, with the politics, you have to study the events. So I found already 2 candidates had come up under NRM. So because I didn't want any struggle, I had to wait for them to first compete in the primaries. So I looked back, I said, let me try on independent ticket to sell my candidature, even though it may not lead me to a win, at least people will see me in the struggle. So my main aim was to also enlist as a candidate so that in case the incumbent doesn't do very well, and in case in the future people want change, then I will come up aggressively like I have come now. Yes.
Now, let's get into the gist of the matter. That is your manifesto. Talking about your manifesto, what do you think are the key priority areas that you intend to aggressively address once you're given the mandate as the MP of Nebbi Municipality?
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, a member of parliament is a big political position, whereby a member of parliament is a servant called upon to perform important trust in this land. So when you are elected as a member of parliament for a constituency, you need to perform in parliament as well as in the constituency. You need to also represent the people very well by being articulative in parliament, by debating in parliament when the opportunity comes. And also you need to give full accountability of your performance in parliament to the electorate. So to come to the gist of the matter, I have a very simple manifesto. First of all, as an NRM candidate, if I happen to go through, I am going to follow the manifesto of His Excellency, the President of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni Kaguta, whose manifesto is to lead the country through unity, peace, development, and social transformation. What do I mean? The President will come up with a manifesto for 2021-2026, where the President will look at the economy and what to implement for the people of Uganda as a whole, and also for the people of Nebbi District and Nebbi Municipality in particular. So if I look at roads, road network, if I look at electricity, if I look at water, these are areas which the government will come up with a clear budget. So as a representative for Nebbi Municipality, when these are tabled in Parliament, I have to stand firm to support all the initiatives that government will put for Nebbi Municipality in terms of follow-up, in terms of implementation, and in terms of achievement for the NRM and also for the people of Nebbi Municipality who want to benefit from this change.
Now, talking about using the manifesto of the President, there are problems that are particular to Nebbi Municipality as a constituency. Now, the President actually advances a general manifesto for the whole country. How are you going to specifically address issues that are specific to Nebbi Municipality when you want to only focus on using the President's manifesto, which oftentimes tends to capture a bigger picture than we see it here at Nebbi Municipal level?
Yes, the President's manifesto will cover a bigger picture, in fact, for the whole country. So to narrow it down, I, as the Member of Parliament for Nebbi Municipality, I will narrow it down into my manifesto, into activities that I, as a Member of Parliament, I can implement with my own resources, with resources from government, and resources from donors, which I can collaborate with during my time in office. So one of them, I have been promising the electorate that once they vote me to become their next representative in Parliament, I'm going to use the money which Parliament gives for buying the vehicle for the MP to buy an ambulance for Nebbi Municipality. Because for over a decade or two, I have never seen any member of Parliament in Nebbi Municipality, in our former constituency of Padiere, buying ambulance for their people, and yet other members of Parliament have been looking for resources and have been buying ambulances for their people. And this will help in health and disease management, so that in case of emergency, when the government ambulance is down, then they can use the ambulance donated by the member of Parliament. Additionally, if I look at health per se, you'll find that Nebbi Municipality, after being granted the status, needs to be given the opportunity to have 3 health centers, health center 4 in the 3 divisions of Nebbi Municipality. We have Abendu Division, Central Division, and Tata Division, where all the people at the moment are getting medical services from the Nebbi District Hospital, which is now as a general hospital. So when I go to Parliament and the government tables the budget, I will follow up on the implementation in such a way that the government should construct for us the 3 health centers in the 3 divisions. Abindu Division to have a health center for, Central Division to have a health center for, and also Tata Division to have a health center for. These health centers will come with the recruitment of the health workers. They will also come with the supply of the essential medicines. So when we have supply of essential medicines in these 3 health centers, it means that we shall have essential medicines in the general hospital and in the 3 health centers. And the people will get medical services in the health centers and will use Nebbi Hospital as a referral. In such situation, we shall find a great improvement in the medical and health of Nebbi Municipal.
So it seems your first term in office is going to be a term in which health is going to be the priority. But let's get back, and as we take a break afterwards, we talk about the unity aspect of it. The president preaches unity. You're also here and you're telling us what you're going to promote is unity once you are given the mandate. But what is happening on the ground seems to be the exact opposite of what you are talking about. As NRM aspirants who are jostling to have the flag, there are talks in the public domain that you guys are not seeing eye to eye. Is it true that with other contestants, you are having problems among yourselves?
Yeah, as far as NRM is concerned, we know that NRM stands for peace, unity, development, and social transformation for prosperity. Now, the unity part of it is a big challenge. We know that NRM as a party is the strongest. NRM also as a party has the majority. But because there is no unity, you find when it comes to election like this, you find NRM struggling to win votes. So me as a candidate, I don't see any challenge among ourselves. First of all, as per the NRM constitution, first of all, we are standing, each person is standing on his own on the NRM to win the flag bearer. After winning the flag bearer, the losers are supposed to come up and support their candidate who has passed. So I see a lot of challenge in the NRM unity because once the second or the third candidate has lost, he brings a lot of justification. For example, he will bring reasons like they have cheated me. He will bring reasons like my voters were harassed. So it gives opportunity for other candidates to come and contest as independents, like it happened in 2018. So when the candidate who loses in the primary stands as an independent, it divides the voters. Some voters who support him will go and support him. Some voters who support the flag bearer will support the flag bearer. So you find with the divided votes, the opposition may take the lead, may take the advantage.
Now I want you to tell those who are watching us right now, if you lose, will you leave the winner to contest, or you will come and contest as an independent?
Okay, as I have been explaining, it depends first of all on the outcome and what has happened during the electioneering process. So if the electioneering process has been smooth, free and fair, without any malice, me, if I lose, I'm not going to contest as an independent candidate. But my prayer is I am the one to succeed, to win, to become the flag bearer. So I request my fellow candidates also not to come against me as independents.
Okay, we are going to take a short break, but of course do not forget we are streaming live on Facebook, that is Northern TV, and of course if you can't be with us later on, you will be able to go to our YouTube channel, that is Northern TV, and you catch all the talks right here. It is time for us to take a short break and we shall be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back from the short break. This is the Political Dive on Northern TV. Remember, we are streaming live on the Facebook page Northern TV, and of course on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is also Northern TV. This Wednesday evening, our guest is none other than the contestant for the office of the Member of Parliament for Nebbi Municipality, Mr. Enrico Opio, who is speaking to us about his manifesto and the plans he has for the municipality. And Honorable, as we get back into the discussion, we were talking about unity, but the other key aspect of the NRM rule is actually social transformation, as you've talked about. Now, looking at the young people, the youths who actually constitute the biggest percentage of the Ugandan population, what are those specific things that you think you are going to be, the specific programs you are going to be enrolling for the young people of Nebbi Municipality?
Okay, for the young people of Nebbi Municipality, especially the youth, first of all, the government has the program of youth livelihood. But you find because of challenges, not all youth groups can access this money for so many challenges. So I want to link this with the poverty eradication. In Uganda as a whole, 70% of the population are poor. We are looking at people who are not able to earn more than $1 a day. And we are looking at 4,000 shillings. So when I am elected as the next MP of Nebbi Municipality, I want to struggle to look for resources, to look for money through my own savings, through donors and government, so that we can look at how we can empower the youth to get income. The most important thing is income generating activities for all groups. There are groups who are non-skilled. So we shall need to look for money to train them and upskill them and give them capital. I'm looking at skilling the youth to do carpentry, to do bricklaying, to do agriculture, to do fabrication and welding, to do a lot of trade which they are interested in, so that they can be able to earn a living and not depending on gainful employment. The challenge of depending on gainful employment is also in such a way that because most youths stop in P7, stop in Senior 4, and do not get a qualification which they can do office work, we need to look at the youth and upskill them and give them capital so that they can do income generating activities for their own livelihood. And I, as Opio Enrico, I have done a mapping. I have known the income of members of parliament. If I dedicate effort and resources, I have been telling the voters that I am able to raise every year 100 million shillings and inject for socio-economic transformation of Nebbi Municipality, which means that given a 5-year term, I'll be able to inject 500 million for the people of Nebbi Municipality to borrow without interest so that they can inject this money to improve their livelihood.
So that is basically going to come from your salary?
Not really coming from my salary. I know that an MP is entitled to salary and facilitation. So I will look at my budget, I look at my salary, I will look at my allowances, and I'm going to look for resources also in terms of project from donors also. So part of the money will come from my salary. Then where it will be deficit, I will look for resources from elsewhere as a member of parliament. And I'm sure I will get it.
Now, also, let's talk about education in the municipality. Over the years, we've seen our performances not even close to average. What are the specific measures that you intend to introduce once you have that office at hand?
As far as education is concerned, let me look at education at primary level and secondary level, because in Nebbi we don't have institutions. The level of education in Nebbi is wanting. And this is not Opio the one saying, but as we know, in terms of performance in PLE at the end of the year is not very good. Performance in secondary school at the level of Senior 4 and senior 6 is one thing, where we find that we as Nebbi district, we are failing to send candidates to join university on government sponsorship. Most of the people of Nebbi municipality, of Nebbi district, who are studying in the schools of Nebbi, the best they can do is to earn private admission. So as an MP for Nebbi municipality, I need to look at what is the risk factors which is making our education level to go down yearly. So one area I have looked at is that the level of facilitation for schools in terms of giving these children some morale. For example, at the end of the year, those who have attained Division 1 in P7, Division 2 in Senior 4 are supposed to be given some gift which will encourage them to work harder at the next level.
And who is going to do that?
It is also going to encourage those who are behind to also study harder. So me, as a member of parliament, I look for some resources which I can put to the district in terms of donation every term to be injected for the upliftment of the school in Nebbi municipality. Looking at primary and secondary. I can offer support in terms of educational tours. I can offer support in terms of giving them donations of textbooks and donations of computers, and supporting them in terms of transport when they're going for geography fieldwork and educational tours, which they charge a lot of money to the parents. And now when I give them like support in transport, the parents can now offer support in terms of pocket money, and the tour will become very cheap. And the schools will benefit a lot.
Now let's talk about the applicability of what you have in your manifesto. First of all, you talked about injecting about 500 million for the whole of your term in office. And then secondly, you did also talk about buying an ambulance for Nebbi municipality. An ambulance that you'll take full charge of in terms of fuel and also paying the driver. And now you're talking about organizing activities like educational tours and also giving gifts to candidates who have performed well. Now, with all that is at stake for the current members of parliament that we are seeing, once, for example, someone dies somewhere, they are called to, they are expected to, contribute money to sort out the issues of the burial, and the MPs have virtually become ATMs to the voters. With that in mind, and also what you've put, that really will need a lot of money. How are you going to manage all this?
It is very possible, my brother. First of all, I see examples from other members of parliament. I start with the ambulance. We all know that once a member of parliament has gone through, parliament facilitates him or her with the transport. Parliament pays him a sufficient amount of money to buy a personal car. So I will take that money as it is to sacrifice and buy the ambulance for Nebbi municipality, because that is what will first start implementation of my manifesto. So I know that once I go to parliament, the first income I'm going to get to buy the personal vehicle to facilitate my movement from the constituency to parliament is the money I'm going to use to buy the ambulance. Then I know that from the salary of member of parliament, I can afford the maintenance, I can afford the fuel, and I can afford the payment for the driver. Because with the ambulance services, it is not something which is going to be every day. So it is not something which is going to be every day. So I'll make a budget to facilitate my ambulance throughout the 5-year term. Now, coming to the 500 million, you know that a member of parliament earns around 25 million monthly. Given that this money will come from my salary only, it means that in a year, I can only sacrifice around 4 months' salary. So if I have spread it to cover a year, to look for 100 million is possible. So it is determination, and it is also a reward for the voters. Because for long, the people of Nebbi municipality that has been carved from Padere have never gotten such benefits. We have been electing leaders who go to parliament for their personal gains. So things like funeral, I look at supporting funeral as something which is very meager, because something like 200,000 for a funeral may be too little for a member of parliament, because first of all, much as you are supporting people during burials and funerals, also the people who are alive need to have benefit in terms of livelihood support, in terms of benefit that they can get. Without a member of parliament, contributing for funerals, the community themselves are able to send off their bereaved families, the dead ones, in an amicable way without us supporting. So we need to look at the overall holistic improvement of socio-economic development of the municipality, which cannot be limited to only supporting the community on funerals alone. So when I talk of education, supporting on schools, you can get friendship and donors abroad. And as a member of parliament, you have the mandate to solicit for funds from donors. So once you have the mandate of the people, donors can give computers which are obsolete but still working. And you bring it at a low taxation to the people you are supporting, and it can benefit the community. Yes.
Now, talking about the oversight role of parliament, of a parliamentarian rather, in a few seconds rather, I want to get it from you. If you think those who have been there ahead of you have done this in a manner that you think can take us forward as a municipality.
First of all, the oversight work of parliament derives from the function of government. Parliament, as the arm of government, works in close collaboration with other arms of government, which is the judiciary and the executive. We know that the Constitution gives the mandate to the people. As in Article 1, power belongs to the people. So government and parliament works based on the mandate of the people. So the first work of parliament is representation. And representation is not anything else but talking in parliament and articulating issues, being on the ground and seeing challenges which needs to be addressed by the government. So for example, if I look at health and I come to Nebbi district, I come to Nebbi hospital, I'll find a lot of challenges which needs to be addressed. If the medical equipment in Nebbi hospital is not doing very well, the equipments are down, or the equipments are insufficient. For example, Nebbi General Hospital has only one ultrasound machine, ultrasound. So you find that the people who need services are very many, and the service delivery becomes very poor. So I put this in parliament straight for Nebbi municipality's problem to be heard loud and clear. So when I bring health problems affecting Nebbi municipality in parliament, then the speaker can bring it to the attention of the Minister of Health, and the resources can be found, can be lobbied even from donors to support Nebbi District Hospital or the Nebbi District Referral Hospital, which is now facing those challenges.
Okay, we are going to take another short break. Remember, when we get back, we'll be talking more of the current political trend in the country. This is the Political Dive on Northern TV. Fred Senior is my name, and of course, we'll be right back. Welcome back from the break. This is the very last segment of this program on Northern TV, the Political Dive. We are broadcasting live from Royal Atlas in the heart of Nebbi Municipality. My name is Fred, and of course, just like at the start, I told you we do have the aspirant for the office of the Member of Parliament for Nebbi Municipality, Mr. Enrico Opio, who is talking to us about his manifesto. And in this very last segment, there's one key issue that I would like him to address, and that concerns corruption. There are those who say when you call it corruption, you are sanitizing it. You call it theft of public funds. And getting back to you, Mr. Enrico, this is one of the vices killing this country, corruption. Does your manifesto have an area in which you think you're going to address this particular disease?
Yes, corruption in Uganda is a very big disease that needs concerted effort. So as a member of parliament, I look at corruption as a primary concern. First of all, with corruption, we are looking at government services which are meant to be free. If I look at the hospital setting, if government supplies drugs and essential medicines to be free, if government provides medical equipment for testing in the hospital to be free, but people who are seeking health services are being charged at whatever fee, then I term that as corruption. So corruption as a vice, it needs a very strong collaboration with the people, the victims of corruption. I, for one, I have been a victim of corruption. So as I stand for the voice of the people, for us to fight corruption very well, I would like a clear program in all the government facilities. For example, in the hospital, in police, in the court. All the services of government which are meant to be free, the beneficiaries need to get them for free. For example, if medicines are to be free, then they need to be for free. So if any patient is charged to buy medicine, to buy gloves, to pay for testing facilities, and yet it is meant to be free, then this needs to be addressed. If I come to court, if you are arrested and charged with an offense, and you are granted bail, first of all, there is a bail which is supposed to be free. So if the police or the court gives you a police bond or a court bail and it is free, it should be totally free. The scenario where you pay money under cover, a scenario where one person pays money under the table and you are given a court bail where it is completely written that it is not cash, and yet you as a victim, you have paid cash, it is not tolerable. For example, in the court of law, if you are going to pay a refundable court bail, they give you a receipt. But you find under normal practices, because they want to eat the money, they want you to pay in a way that the money will not be refunded. So you will pay money to the people in the court and they will release you, and you will find that the receipt is not given and you will end up losing your money. So these are areas of corruption which I, as Opio Enrico, as an elected member of parliament, I will stand with the people to fight very well so that we can reduce. Even His Excellency, President Yoweri Museveni Kaguta, is tough on corruption these days. If a government official, a minister or a member of parliament is found to be corrupt, the government puts investigation on ground, and if you are found guilty, you are taken to the court of law and you pay heavily.
The opposition have oftentimes accused President Museveni of protecting the corrupt, more especially the big people in his government. What is your take on that?
My take on that is that we should not look at the president as protecting the people who are corrupt. You know, corruption is very difficult to fight. So I have been saying that His Excellency is now tough on corruption because he has been accused on very many times. So corruption, first of all, the president has been accused, but me as Opio Enrico, I don't see the president as supporting corruption. So the president has a lot of activities, has a lot of things to follow up. So corruption is in the grassroots. So we should not leave that mandate to the president to fight corruption. It starts with me, it starts with you, it starts with the voters. So the president has not been shielding people who are corrupt, for example, the ministers. If a minister has been accused of corruption, the president has been allowing these ministers to defend themselves. So when they defend themselves and it is found that they are not corrupt, then the opposition people look at it as if the president is defending the ministers that are corrupt. But they have been given that confidence of doubt that they defend themselves. So once a minister who has been accused of corruption has defended himself and has been found not guilty of the corruption, then it's cleared. So the president has no case.
Now, you are participating in the NRM primaries. In the past, you've seen the level of polarization that comes with the primaries. Now that you are in the NRM from the independent, through which you contested in 2018, now you are contesting in the NRM primaries. What strategies are you going to use to unite the people after these primaries to make sure that even those who didn't support you come to be in one camp, and that is the camp of the person who finally is going to win and probably, God willingly, you.
Yes, there's polarization among the candidates. You know, all the candidates are striving to win. The struggle continues. I, as Opio Enrico, I am struggling to win, and other candidates are struggling to win. So there is polarization in terms of looking for majority support. So as Opio Enrico, if I happen to win and I become the flag bearer, now if I go to parliament under NRM as an NRM candidate, going to parliament means that I'm going to represent all the people of Nebbi municipality. So in the next phase of my campaigns, I will need to unite with all the people. I will need to unite with all the opposition. And I need to tell the people of Nebbi municipality that the opposition are failing the government. Most members of parliament who have gone through on the opposition have failed to deliver. First of all, because the NRM government will not support dialogue with the opposition. So as I know that the opposition,
So the NRM does not believe in dialogue.
not really as dialogue, but supporting a candidate in Nebbi municipality who is on opposition will not bring any benefit for the people. So as a position in parliament, they need to look at what government is not doing very well. So me as a candidate who has gone to parliament on NRM ticket, I will need to convince the opposition to look at the benefits that NRM is bringing to the people. And in case of any gap which government is not doing, then we need to aggressively look for support and convince government to support us instead of opposing government program.
Now, quickly on that, let's first of all compare the level of development in Nebbi that has largely been voting NRM with Gulu that has largely been voting the opposition. Between these two districts, which one stands higher than the other in terms of development in all aspects?
Yeah, first of all, Nebbi district is a very old district. Now, when we look at development, Nebbi municipality doesn't qualify to become a municipality if we look at all aspects. Our infrastructure, our level of resources, employment, all these we make, if we bring it in totality, Nebbi municipality doesn't qualify to become a municipality. However, in terms of representation, the government and parliament found that Padire as a constituency has become too large to be represented by one person. So in terms of the political side, Nebbi municipality was granted a municipality status. So now we need to plan for it to grow very fast. We need to up the game of the pace at which Nebbi municipality can grow. Comparing Nebbi municipality with Arua, for example, comparing Nebbi municipality with Gulu, we are so much behind. The resource base for Gulu is higher than the resource base of Nebbi. So we need now, since we have been granted the municipality status, we need to plan for it very well, and Nebbi municipality needs to grow very fast to reach to the level of a municipality. We need government to support the municipality to grow in terms of the road network, electricity, and in the industrialization. Even our market, we need government to support us to bring a modern market like other market in other municipalities. So in terms of comparison, Nebbi municipality and Gulu municipality is much ahead of Nebbi municipality.
Now talking about the opposition not helping Nebbi, let's talk about the Honorable MP for Padire, who was voted as the best in West Nile. He is not in the NRM, but his contribution on the floor of parliament has been voted as the best, but he's not in NRM. What is your take on that?
Yes, contribution in parliament doesn't mean you must be on NRM, because we know Uganda is a multi-party. So even opposition are going to parliament, independents are going to parliament, and then NRM members of parliament are going to parliament. So Honorable Joshua, who has been representing Padire for the second time now, is doing very well because he is articulating issues. He knows the reasons why he has gone to parliament. He comes to the constituency, he consults the people, and he knows the national programs for the government which needs to be implemented. So talking on the floor of parliament, articulating issues, needs you first of all to research on what is on the floor of parliament, then to come on the ground, to know the problem facing the people, then you take it to parliament. So the people who are not representing their constituents very well, they have left the work of parliament. They have gone for personal agenda. So I also take this opportunity to thank Honorable Joshua Anwaraj for leading the game in West Nile. As a member of parliament from West Nile, is leading us in representation, not because he is a NRM, but because he's a member of parliament. A member of parliament, to talk in parliament doesn't mean he must come from the NRM.
Now, what assurances can you give to the people of Nebbi Municipality that you will also not go on a personal agenda?
First of all, what matters in parliament in terms of representation and in terms of talking is knowing the topic at hand and knowing the agenda that has been fronted. Looking at the bills that is being passed, looking at the laws that needs to be amended. So you need to consult the voters. So me as Opio Enrico, I know that I'm going to be a good representative, a voice of the people, to perform in parliament. So I want the people to trust me with their mandate. Because the current member of parliament for the municipality, the report we have been founding, is doesn't debate. And debating in parliament is very simple. First of all, the issues which a member of parliament can bring from his constituency. Once you have similar issues in your constituency, you also stand to affirm what is in a different constituency together with yours to the attention of the speaker. Secondly, you can bring issues which needs national attention. For example, if an equipment in Nebbi Hospital has broken down and I have consulted with the district health authorities, I will take this to parliament to the attention of the Minister of Health. So these are issues which will make you to be on top of the agenda, to talk for your people, to bring challenges from the district, from the municipality to parliament. It doesn't require you to be on the opposition. It doesn't require you to be on the NRM. It requires you to be with the people, to be the voice of the people.
And drive the agenda.
And drive their agenda through.
Okay, as we get to wrap this up, what is your final message ahead of the Friday elections in the NRM primaries to the people of Nebbi Municipality?
My special message to the voters is that during a general election like this one of 2021, the voters have the mandate to confirm the current representative in parliament or to transfer their trust to someone else. And confirming the current representative in parliament is based on his performance in parliament and in the constituency and based on other areas that are benefiting the people. And in my movement, since in every village people are crying due to poor performance and poor accountability, I'm telling the people of Nebbi Municipality this time to be very serious. They must not look at money, because there is money being dished out, and they are not, I'm requesting them not to look at the power of incumbency, because during a general election, all the members of parliament have to look for vote. Even the parliament have to look for vote. So they need to look at a ground level where all of us are selling our manifestos. So I'm requesting the voters, if my manifesto is selling and if they see benefit from my manifesto in the 5 years, I request them to transfer their trust to Opio Enrico, to rally behind me and vote me as the NRM flag bearer, so that I tussle it out and I compete and I win the position in case anybody comes on the position in the main general election for 2021.
Mr. Enrico Opio, thank you so much for sparing your time to talk to the people of Nebbi Municipality via Northern TV on the program Political Dive.
Thank you very much. You are welcome.
Right, this brings us to the end of the program this Wednesday evening. My name is Fred Mungurek, and of course, thank you for streaming us live on Facebook. And also, if you didn't have the time to be with us, remember you can go to our YouTube channel and you get everything that Mr. Enrico Opio has for the people of Nebbi Municipality. And of course, here at Northern TV, we want to wish him all the very best ahead of the Friday election. Until next time, for now, it is time for us to say bye-bye, kwaheri, see you.